Squids Will Be Squids by Scieszka and Lane Smith. Fables have been around for thousands of years, and it's no wonder, because even thousands of years ago, people were bright enough to figure out that you could gossip about anybody, as long as you changed their name to something like lion or mouse or donkey first. Aesop is the guy most famous for telling fables, though he wasn't the first or the best looking. Most descriptions we have of Aesop call him funny-shaped, or ugly, or worse. But you didn't hear that from me. I think Aesop was one heck of a swell guy. This book, Squids Will Be Squids, is a collection of fables that Aesop might have told if he were alive today, and sitting in the back of class daydreaming and goofing around instead of paying attention and correcting his homework like he was supposed to because his dog ate it and didn't have time to run out and buy new paper and do it over again before his bus came to pick him up in the morning. These are beastly fables with fresh morals about all kinds of bossy, sneaky, funny, annoying, dim, bold people. But nobody I know personally. Really. Moral. Sometimes the names are changed to protect the not-so-innocent. Grasshopper logic. One bright and sunny day, Grasshopper came home from school, dropped his backpack, and was just about to run outside to meet his friends. "Where are you going?" asked his mom. "Out to meet some friends," said Grasshopper. "Do you have any homework due tomorrow?" asked his mom. "Just one small thing for history. I did the rest in class." "Okay," said Mom Grasshopper. "Be back at 6 for dinner." Grasshopper hung out with his friends, came home promptly at 6, ate his dinner, then took out his history homework. His mom read the assignment and freaked out. Rewrite 12 Greek myths as Broadway musicals. Write music for songs, design and build all sets. Sew original costumes for each production. "How long have you known about this assignment?" asked Mom Grasshopper, trying not to scream. "I don't know," said Grasshopper. Moral. There are plenty of things to say to calm a hopping mad grasshopper mom. "I don't know" is not one of them. Frog's new shoes. Frog was watching TV one afternoon when he saw this great commercial for new skateboard shoes. The guy in the commercial puts on the new shoes, then 360 kickflips a curb, fakey ollies a trash can, and rides a nose grind into the sunset. Frog ran right out and got the shoes. He laced them up and jumped on his board. He tried the 360 kickflip and wiped out. He tried the fakey ollie and smashed it into the trash can. He tried the nose grind and spread himself on the pavement. Cat skated over and helped him up. "Nice shoes," said Cat. "Thanks," said Frog. Moral. Everyone knows frogs can't skateboard, but it's kind of sad that they believe everything they see on TV. Deer, Mouse, Rabbit, and Squid. Deer, Mouse, Rabbit, and Squid sat on the steps trying to decide what to do. "Let's go see a movie," said Deer. "Great," said Mouse. "Great," said Rabbit. "There's nothing good on," said Squid. "Let's play Frisbee in the park," said Mouse. "Great," said Rabbit. "Great," said Deer. "My tentacles are too tired," said Squid. "Let's go shopping," said Rabbit. "Great," said Deer. "Great," said Mouse. "That's so boring," said Squid. "I'm just going to go home." And she oozed off down the street. Deer, Mouse, and Rabbit looked at each other. "Great," they said. Then they ran off to see a movie, play Frisbee in the park, and go shopping. Moral. Squids will be squids. Elephant and Mosquito. Elephant and Mosquito stayed out late one night and completely lost track of time. "Oh no," said Elephant when he finally saw a clock. "I was supposed to be home 20 minutes ago. My parents are going to kill me. I'd better call home now." "Ah, why bother?" said Mosquito. "You'll be home in 5 minutes. What's the big deal?" So Elephant didn't call. When he got home, his parents grounded him for a week because he didn't call to say he was going to be late. Moral: don't ever listen to a talking bug. He who... Skunk, Muskox, and Cabbage were sitting around the front porch at Skunk's house. Slowly but surely, the porch filled with a terrible smell. "Whoa," said Skunk. "Is that you, Muskox?" Muskox shook his shaggy head. "No way, Skunk. That's Cabbage." Said Cabbage. "That's not me." Muskox and Cabbage looked back at Skunk, who suddenly became very interested in tying his shoe. Moral: he who smelt it, dealt it. Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, and scissors were assigned to be partners for the big end-of-the-year science project. Rock thought up the idea for the project. Paper drew all of the charts and graphs and illustrations. Scissors did the research and the presentation. It wasn't a very good project, and they didn't work very hard on it, so they got a C. "You should have done more research," said Rock, hitting Scissors. "You should have drawn more illustrations," said Scissors, cutting Paper. "You should have thought of a better idea," said Paper, covering Rock. Moral: rock, paper, scissors say, "Shoot, it wasn't my fault." Pigeon Pie. Pigeon was a very good artist, but she had one very annoying habit. Every time she finished a painting, she would show it and say, "It's not very good," just to get someone to say, "Oh no, Pigeon, that's very good." One day, after she had chased everyone else away with her annoying habit, she showed her painting to Saber-Toothed Tiger. "Oh, look at my painting," said Pigeon. "It's not very good." Saber-Toothed Tiger licked his long saber teeth. "Oh no, Pigeon, that's very good. I'm sure it will be perfect roasted or fried or even baked in a pie." Pigeon was puzzled. She had painted a sad-eyed clown. Then she noticed Saber-Toothed Tiger wasn't looking at the painting. But it was too late, and the end of this fable is too messy to even tell. Moral: whatever looks like a pigeon and acts like a pigeon usually makes good pigeon pie. Straw and Matches. It was the end of summer vacation. Straw had done everything he could think of. He was bored, so he went over to play with someone he had been warned to stay away from. "Let's play checkers," said Straw. "Okay, I'm the red ones. I get to move first. I get 2 moves and you get 1, said Matches. "Forget it," said Straw. "Let's play ping pong instead." "Okay, I get the good paddle. You stand on that side. I get to serve first and you have to close 1 eye, said Matches. "Never mind," said Straw. "Maybe we should just watch TV." "Okay, you sit over there on the floor. I'll sit on the couch. I get the remote and we have to watch my favorite video," said Matches. "I think I hear my mom calling," said Straw. "I'd better go." Moral: don't play with matches. Little Walrus. Little Walrus's mom always told her to always tell the truth. One day, the phone rang. Little Walrus was the only one home, so she answered it. "Hello," said Little Walrus. Hello, little walrus, said Whale. Is your mom home? No, said little walrus. She's out having the hair taken off her lip. Moral: you should always tell the truth. But if your mom is out having the hair taken off her lip, you might want to forget a few of the details. Elephant and Flea. As Elephant grew older, he also grew more responsible. One day, he and Flea went to see a movie. They liked it so much that they saw it again and completely lost track of time. Oh no, said Elephant when he checked his watch. I was supposed to meet Rhinoceros 10 minutes ago. She is going to be furious. Do you have a quarter so I can call? Flea checked his pockets. Nope, spent all my money on popcorn. So Elephant didn't call. When Elephant finally showed up at Rhinoceros's house, he was 20 minutes late, and she was furious. You could at least have called, said Rhinoceros. Moral: elephants never forget, except sometimes. Termite, Ant, and Echidna. Termite and Ant had known each other since they were little. They hung out and played and ate lunch together every day. Then one day, Echidna moved into the neighborhood. I come from Australia, said Echidna. How exotic, said Ant. My family name is Tachyglossidae, said Echidna. Let's be best friends, said Ant. Then Ant ignored Termite and played with Echidna the whole morning. At lunchtime, Ant took out her sandwich and juice. Echidna extended her long, sticky tongue and slurped up a wiggling string of ants. Said Ant. Moral: if you are an ant and are going to dump your best friend for a new one, you should know that Echidna is another name for spiny anteater. Horseshoe crab and blowfish. Horseshoe crab and blowfish were always fighting. They would use any excuse to start a fight or keep one going. One day, Horseshoe crab accidentally bumped blowfish. Watch where you're going, fossil face, said blowfish. Who are you calling fossil face, puff brain? Said Horseshoe crab. You're a real helmet head, said blowfish. You're a real balloon butt, said Horseshoe crab. Doofus, ding dong, bozo, dodo. Horseshoe crab and blowfish called each other every name they could think of. Finally, 1 year later, neither one could think of another bad name. Spanking head, said Horseshoe crab. Spanking head, said blowfish. What's a spanking head? I don't know, said Horseshoe crab, but so's your old lady. I know you are, but what am I? Said blowfish. Moral: it takes one to know one. Piece of Toast and Fruit Loops. Piece of Toast and Fruit Loops sat on the breakfast table, arguing over who was loved the most. Of course everyone loves toast the most, said Piece of Toast. I'm half of eggs and toast, and all the toast in French toast. I am the toast with the most. Who could not love me? We'll soon find out, said Fruit Loops, because I am a good source of 11 essential vitamins and minerals containing 20% of the minimum daily requirement of vitamin C, iron, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B6, folate, vitamin B12, and zinc based on a 2,000 calorie per day diet and a 1-cup serving size not including the milk. I also have 1 gram of dietary fiber per serving and 12 grams of sugar, yellow dye number 6, blue number 1 and 2, and red number 40. BHT has been added to preserve freshness. But while Fruit Loops was rattling off his nutrition facts, Mom had a cup of tea, Dad drank coffee, Son ate a donut, and Daughter said she'd get a bagel on the way to school. Toast got cold and stiff, and Fruit Loops got very soggy. Moral: breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Slug's big moment. Slug was interested in only one thing: herself. She was so busy thinking about herself, she never learned anything. Worm tried to help Slug in history class by asking her, what two countries were in the Spanish-American War? Slug looked up from the note she was writing to herself. Huh? Snail tried to help Slug in science class by asking her, what color is the great blue whale? Slug looked up from her name that she was doodling in her notebook. Huh? Then one day, Larva saw a chance to help Slug change her ways. Slug, what is that big thing behind you that looks like a steamroller? Asked Larva. Slug didn't even look up from the friendship bracelet she was making for herself. And the last thing she said was, huh? Moral: slugs are not unlike squids. Hand, foot, and tongue. One evening at dinner, Hand, Foot, and Tongue got into a heated argument over who had the toughest job. I have the toughest job, said Hand. Every day I work from sun up to sundown. I button shirts, I tie shoes, I hold the spoon and fork to feed all of us. I have to be strong enough to punch with a fist and gentle enough to pat a baby. I definitely have the toughest job. No, you don't, said Foot. I have the toughest job. Every day I have to carry all of you. And I'm not complaining or anything, but I usually have to do it in the dark, stuck in a smelly sock, and laced in a shoe. I have the toughest job. Then Tongue spoke up. I am a fleshy, muscular organ attached to the floor of the mouth. I help in both speech and taste. I start the process of digestion by moving food into position to get ripped and mashed and crushed and smashed to little bits by the teeth. Then I cover the little food bits with saliva and shape them into slimy blobs of guck that I push down the throat and... That's sick, said Hand. Disgusting, said Foot. Moral: there are some things we don't talk about at the dinner table. Duck-billed platypus versus beef snack stick. I have a bill like a duck and a tail like a beaver, bragged duck-billed platypus. So what, said beef snack stick. I have beef, soy protein concentrate, and dextrose. I also have webbed feet and fur, said duck-billed platypus. Who cares, said beef snack stick. I also have smoke flavoring, sodium erythorbate, and sodium nitrate. I am one of only 2 mammals in the world that lays eggs, said duck-billed platypus. Big deal, said beef snack stick. I have beef lips. Moral: just because you have a lot of stuff, don't think you're so special. Elephant and Gnat. In his later years, old Elephant became a wise and gentle creature. One night, he and Gnat stayed out late and completely lost track of time. Oh no, said old Elephant when he finally saw a clock. I was supposed to be home an hour ago. I'd better call home now. Why bother, said Gnat. Mrs. Elephant is surely sleeping, and you'll just wake her up if you call. So old Elephant didn't call. When he got home, Mrs. Elephant was furious, and she never forgot. Moral: don't forget the other moral about bugs, and always, always, always call home. Gee, I wonder. Shark, wasp, and bacteria ate lunch together every day. No one else ever sits with us, said Shark, ripping into his tuna sandwich with his double row of huge razor-sharp teeth. What's their problem? It's just not fair, said Bacteria, infecting her pudding. Why won't anyone give us a chance? We're just misunderstood, said Wasp, stabbing his pizza and injecting again and again and again and again with paralyzing venom. Moral. Think about it. You have just finished reading fables about all kinds of bossy, sneaky, funny, annoying, dim-bold people. I mean, animals. What fun, you are thinking. I should write some of those myself, you are thinking. But before you get started, it just occurred to me that you might want to know one more little bit about Aesop. Aesop used to tell this one fable about a real bossy jerk lion who ruled a city. When the real bossy jerk guy who ruled Aesop's city heard this fable, he didn't like it. So he had Aesop thrown off a cliff. Moral. If you are planning to write fables, don't forget to change the people into animals and avoid places with high cliffs.